Welcome you on the show, 360 Sport on Trust TV. Adini Aji Shafe. We know that 2024 is almost over. As it is right now, we know a lot of events actually happened during the year. We'll be looking at those special moments in the world of sports. Just to let you have a view of all the review of sporty moments across the globe, especially focusing on Nigeria. Really, a lot of things actually happen in the world of sport for 2024, and we know that this is a time to look at those times of the year where things really happen when it comes to sports. Sporty moment, special one. But right now, we'll be taking one by one step of all the happenings throughout the months, days, weeks in 2024. If you recall, 2024, the beginning of the year, it started with AFCON, where Cote d'Ivoire actually that particular competition. As it is, we know that Cote d'Ivoire did so well, winning that particular competition after they defeated Nigeria at the final of that particular AFCON 2023 play in 2024. The year began with 2023 African Cup of Nations, AFCON in Cote d'Ivoire, where the hosts stunned the continent by lifting their third AFCON title. Despite a shaky start, a managerial change mid-tournament reinvigorated the elephant. The coach that took over, did so well by being able to turn things around after they do away with their former coach, and after that they were able to pull up, and they did so well. Looking at what they did, the Super Eagles' remarkable journey to the final saw them settle for a 1-1 draw against Equatorial Guinea. Super Eagles also tried their best. The team regained the footing with hard-fought victory over the host nation Cote d'Ivoire 1-0, and Guinea-Bissau securing their spot in the round of 16. They dominated Cameroon 2-0. And afterwards, Angola 1-0 in the round of 16 and quarterfinal respectively. In the semi-final, Stanley Nwabali was actually one of the best goalkeepers at the tournament. He did so well, emerging as a hero, delivering a stellar performance in that particular encounter there. Well, after a humbling 4-0 group stage defeat to Equatorial Guinea, Cote d'Ivoire parted ways with their coach, Jean-Louis Gasset, and they took on Masifara to take over. The team rediscovered its form, knocking out defending champion Senegal on penalties, overcoming Mali, and they also did well by taking over DR Congo, and they won their game. The tournament actually gave them their chance because at the final, when no one saw that coming, Cote d'Ivoire emerged champion of AFCON 2023. That was the beginning of the year, and you look at how it is, and a lot of people, especially the Cote d'Ivoire indigenous there, they were so happy for the fact that they were able to, against all odds, they did extremely well. Well, talking about the first event of the year 2024, that was in January. If you look at the day there, January, they did well, January 3rd, and they were able to win that, February 11th, they were able to win that competition that started from January 3rd, 2024. Just to give you the year review of what happened in 2024. Well, after that, let's look at another story that happened also in 2024. This time around, we're going to the month of March. Let's look at 13th African Games that took place in Ghana. A lot of Nigerians were there. All other nations came together to participate, and they all tried their best. Looking at this particular scenario, Team Nigeria finished second on medal table at the 13th African Games in Ghana, raking in 47 gold, 33 silver, and 40 bronze medals across 25 sports of all, in all competition. Weightlifting produced Nigerian highest medal there, where they were able to do well, with the team garnering 32 medals for the competition. 16 gold, 10 silver, and 6 bronze medals that Nigerian weightlifting team won. Athletics was Nigeria's second most productive sport at the Games, with 22 medals. Tobi Amusan won a third consecutive African Games gold medal in the women's 100-meter hurdles. She then anchored the women's 4x100-meter relay to a gold medal. And also, Esebrume retained her crown in the women's long jump, while Chukwebuga Enekwechi reigned supreme in the men's shot put. Still talking about what happened during 2024 at the African Games, Blessing Oborodudu also did well by being able, alongside Odwanyo Adekure, they were able to at least do well for Nigeria in wrestling, looking at 2024. Well, that actually happened in March. Well, between 4th to 23rd March, where Team Nigeria went for African Games and they were able to come second. And really, Team Nigeria did well. The contingent really surprises us for what they did over there in Ghana. Still talking about the event of 2024 as we are reviewing what's happening. But this time around, we're going to take two back-to-back. That's going to be like, okay, for yourself, you have to read out what's actually happened during the year. Let's take two stories before we come back to the studio. Looking at those activities of what's actually happened during the year in the world of sport. We just want to appreciate the fact that Nigerians are really trying their best. You look at that particular moment when Nigerian athletes did so well at the African Games, people Philly, say Obadin, and all of them. We're still looking at the review of the year in the world of sport. A lot of moments, the worst one, the good one, the bad, and even the ugly ones that happened during 2024. The year is winding up, and that's why we're looking at those special moments, giving you a review of the year in the world of sport. But right now, we've taken you through some stories earlier on, and now we move away from there. We've seen some, and right now we move ahead. Let's look at what also happened when we look at number 6 that has to do with Samuel Ogazi. Samuel Ogazi, fastest Nigerian quarter miler so far. He did so well since Innocent Ebunike did in 1988 when he ran a personal best of 44.58 seconds in May 2024. He will better this performance 5 more times as the season progressed, marked making him the most improved Nigerian athlete in 2024. That was a moment that really did well. He took this up a notch when he eventually made the Olympic final after racing to a new lifetime best of 44.41 seconds in the semis, which made him the first Nigerian male to accomplish that feat in 36 years. What's the story there concerning Samuel Ogazi for what he did in 2024? And really, we're still looking at those events that happened during 2024, at least looking at Nigerians and also other athletes across the globe and all the occurrences that happened, what happened during the year. From there, let's look at a particular boxer You can't take it away from him that he's not in Nigeria, even though he's a British. But really, he did well earlier in the year by having a brutal knockout of Francis Ngannou. That was in March 9th. On March 9th, 2024, Anthony Joshua brutal knockout of Francis Ngannou when they had that particular boxing bout. And this remarkable performance against Tyson Fury in 2023, former UFC champion Francis Ngannou, he tried his best to see how he can face Anthony Joshua, and they actually met in a much hyped clash of titans. However, his dream turned into nightmare as Joshua delivered a thunderous right hand in the second round, rendering Ngannou unconscious. The Cameroonian fighter was down once in the round 1 and twice in round 2 before a devastating right hook sealed the fight. Ngannou's boxing career has since taken a backseat. Well, though he returned to MMA later in the year with a PFL Devil victory. That's what we just look at right now. Anthony Joshua started the year well, he ended well. We'll be coming to that. But really, for Ngannou, he tried his best to face Tyson Fury and also Anthony Joshua. But this particular one didn't go well because it was a knockout, outright knockout, for him to actually tasted how boxing is. It's strictly different from UFC. See, looking at 2024, we'll take another story. But this time around, let's look at what two teams did winning the CAF Champions League and also CAF Confederation. Al Ahly and Zamalek shine in CAF club competitions 25th of May and also 19th of May 2024 when both teams were able to win their game. Al Ahly reaffirmed their dominance in African football, claiming their record extended 12th CAF Champions League title with a 1-0 win over Tunisia's Experience. The Egyptians also went unbeaten throughout the campaign, underscoring their supremacy. Meanwhile, Egyptian rival Zamalek dramatically cleared the CAF Confederation Cup, overturning a first-leg deficit against RS Berkane of Morocco to secure a 2-1 aggregate victory. Zamalek followed this up by defeating Al Ahly in the CAF Super Cup via a penalty shootout, sealing a stellar year for the club. Well, you can't take anything from these two clubs. They did well in 2024, Al Ahly and Zamalek, both from Egypt, showcasing their talent while real football, when it comes to club football in Africa, you always look toward the Egyptians. They are really very good at it. Still in 2024 for what they did. For Nigerian clubs, they fought hard, about 3 of them dropping out of that particular competition. As we speak right now, we only have Enyimba left in CAF Confederation. Well, same 2024, let's move to another story. During the year, a particular player did so well at the final of Europa League. His name is Ademola Lookman. That particular final between his team, Atalanta, versus Bayer Leverkusen. Attention was on Bayer Leverkusen because of their performance over the German Bundesliga. But as it is, they did well, talking about Atalanta. In the final, no one saw that coming. All attention was on Jabi Alonso and his entire team. Having another Nigerian, talking about our own Victor Boniface, also being that team. Nathan Taylor also in that team. But Ademola Lookman, against all odds, was able to do well in that encounter. Ademola Lookman edged his name into football history, firing Atalanta to a commanding 3-0 victory over Bayer Leverkusen in the Europa League. Well, final. The Nigerian forward superb hat-trick not only ended Leverkusen's extraordinary 51-match unbeaten run, but also secured Atalanta's second major trophy in their 117-year history. Well, seriously, you just have to give it up to Ademola Lookman for scoring those 3 goals in the final. He did so well, and that performance alone actually gave him, let's say, maybe 60% of the chance he was looking for to get being the player of the year for Africa. Although we'll be getting to that later. But that performance against Bayer Leverkusen in the final of Europa League earned him a lot of accolades across the globe for the fact that he was able to set a lot of records for himself and also for his team, Atalanta. Well, talking about Ademola Lookman, that was the beginning of the roller coaster journey in his career. He did so well, excellently well, that he was able to get a lot of accolades. Looking at that particular story, Lookman seed his hat-trick, and he did so well in the 75th minute with a thunderous left-footed strike into the top corner. His remarkable performance made him the first player since Jupp Heynckes in 1975 to score 3 goals in a major European Championship. The final whistle marked the moment of euphoria for the Bergamo-based club as Lookman was hoisted into the air by jubilant teammates. Atalanta celebrated their fourth European trophy, at least their first major triumph since the 1963 Italian Cup. That's a good performance from Atalanta and also Ademola Lookman, who did so well to score a hat-trick in the final of that competition. Now, let's look at the big one, the one they call the big boys, UEFA Champions League final. We wait for it. Let's have it. One for you there. Still on the show, Year in Review 2024, special moment in the world of sport. We saw that there, UEFA Champions League, Real Madrid being able to do it again, making it a 15 record time and setting that standard. In fact, all the clubs in Europe became envious of that particular club. They did well, excellently well. And still talking about the Year in Review, special moment in the world of sport, we saw there also where the man from China was able to do well, defeating Deontay Wilder. What a moment for Zhang. He was able to knock out Deontay Wilder, and remember, Tyson Fury was also able to defeat him. So it wasn't a good year for Deontay because he lost that particular fight against Zhang. It was a particular bout that people were thinking maybe he will actually resurrect his boxing career after those losses to Tyson Fury, but alas, it never happened. And you look at Zhang doing so well, be able to knock out a whole the bomber, talking about that's Deontay Wilder. What a moment in the world of sport in 2024. Like I said, we have the good, the bad, and the ugly side of sport during the year. Well, we're actually in June. A lot of activities that happened between January to June. We just at least showcase some of them to you on the show. Right away, we move away from Zhang's story that happened during the month of March. That's precisely on the 4th of June 2024. Let's go to what happened from July 26 to August 2024. What happened? Well, Team Nigeria was at the Olympics. Olympics came up, everybody went to Paris, at least where it actually happened. But it wasn't a good moment for Team Nigeria because the outing was not a good one. Looking at 2024 Paris Olympics will remain a bitter memory for Nigeria, a nation of over 200 million people who arrived with high hopes and significant investment. Federal government allocated over 12 billion naira, that's about $7.5 million, to ensure a successful Olympic outing. Well, however, the reality was grim, was very grim. Nigeria left Paris without a single medal, marking the 8th time the country has failed to make the podium at the Summer Olympics, with a delegation of 88 athletes. Favour Philly sixth in the women's 200-meter final. Blessing Brodudu narrowly missed a bronze in the 68-kilogram freestyle wrestling category. In the long jump, as a Brumer, Rutu Soro and Priscilla Chonogo reached the final but failed to secure a top 3 finish. Not forgetting the ban of Nigerian boxer Cynthia Ogunṣemilore from competing at the Paris 2024 Olympic Games after failing a drug test. The disparity in the outfit of Team Nigeria at the opening ceremony of the Paris Olympics was another controversy that marked the team's campaign. Well, the Nigeria Olympic Committee NOC had a deal with Active Black without the consent of the ministry, leading to the embarrassing situation. Nigeria's national champion in women's 100-meter race, that's Favour Ofili, could not compete in the event due to the failure of Athletic Federation of Nigeria to register her for the race. Not forgetting Tobi Amuso too couldn't make it, and it was a moment of unhappiness for most Nigerians because we were of high hopes that we would do well. But, well, as it is, talking about Team Nigeria at the Olympics, it wasn't a moment that was good enough. For the fact that they tried their best. They tried their best to see how they would do well. They could not. They really tried their best. But Team Nigeria could not win any medal. What a moment in the world of sport for Team Nigeria. But while we are looking at that, well, we still had at least a hope in the tunnel because our Paralympic team did well. We'll be coming to that. It wasn't total darkness at the Olympics for Team Nigeria. We were still able to achieve some things through the Paralympians who made us proud. And we'll be coming to that particular situation. But right now, let's look at another set of Nigeria. Despite that particular outing at the Olympics, let's look at Edose Ibadin. Edose Ibadin, the second Nigeria 800-meter runner. That's what we're looking at right now at the Olympics. Edose Ibadin became the second Nigerian man to complete a distance greater than 400 meters at an Olympic Games when he ran the men's 800 meter in Paris. The last Nigerian to achieve this feat was Ado Malde, who also competed in 800 meters at the Seoul 1988 Olympics. There, Ibadin's qualification for the Olympics came when he set a new national record of 1.44.65 seconds in Washington, D.C. in 2023. So, despite the fact that he couldn't do well at the Olympic itself, but he was able to set record for himself there. Still talking about Team Nigeria, well, as it is, let's look at another athlete, Favour Ofili. Favour Ofili becoming the first Nigerian woman in an Olympic 200-meter final since 1996. That's item number 14 there that we have for you right now. Well, since 1996, no Nigerian has been able to set this. And right now, Favour Ofili was able to make history by becoming the first Nigerian woman in 28 years to qualify for the final of the women's 200-meter at an Olympic Games. The last Nigerian to reach the women's 200-meter final was Mary Onyale, the queen of track, as they call her rather, who won a bronze medal at the 1996 Atlanta Olympics. Looking at that, she was one of the just two Nigerian athletes who made the final of a track event in Paris and the only woman to do so. So, no matter how it is, there is always that particular shining moment. For Favour Ofili, against all odds, she was still able to set some record for herself. What a pity there. What a pity concerning what happened to Team Nigeria at the Olympics. Well, as we look at it, as that particular Team Nigeria was not having a good moment, a particular team did well. The Tigress, remember them at the Olympics? Against all odds, they came out smoking. They were able to defeat big teams like Canada in that encounter. Let's look at that particular story. What happened on that team where their coach, Rena Wakama, the Tigress coach, was able to at least get accolade from the competition organizers. On the 11th of August, let's look at Rena Wakama, the trailblazing Nigerian basketball coach, was honored as the best coach at 2024 Paris Olympics following a remarkable leadership of the Tigress. Nigeria's women's basketball team, at 32 years old, Wakama made history by guiding the Tigress to the Olympic quarterfinals for the first time, a feat that earned recognition from both FIBA and the Olympic organizers. Under their leadership, Nigeria achieved its first Olympic basketball victory, defeating third-ranked Australia in a stunning upset to open their campaign. The win set the tone for the Tigers' historic run, which continued with a dramatic victory over 5th-ranked Canada in the final group's game, securing their place in the knockout stage for the first time. This achievement was particularly significant as it marked the first time an African nation, male or female, on the line, male or female, had advanced to the last 8 in Olympic basketball history. Although Nigeria eventually fell to the United States in the quarterfinals, their journey left an indelible mark on the tournament. Looking at that record, it's not totally bad for Team Nigeria. We see, look at what they did. Talking about the Tigress, our women national team, that's basketball team. They have been led by Coach Rena Wakama. They were still able to set the record of getting to the quarterfinals for the first time in the history of basketball across the continent of Africa. And that is remarkable, looking at what happened in 2023. 2024. Right now, let's move away from there. Let's talk about a team that did us well at the Olympics, despite the fact that the able-bodied men could not win any medal. Well, Team Nigerian Paralympics did well. They did so well that they were able to win so many medals. Team Nigeria Paralympics did well from 28th of August to September 8, 2024. Started with Oyinyechi Mark, delivering one of the standout performances of the games in the women's 61 kilogram powerlifting category. Nigerian's first gold medal, setting both Paralympic and world record. After that, Folashade Oluwafemi in the women's did well at the over 86 kilogram powerlifting category, lifting a historic 166 kilogram, which earned her a gold medal. In the F54 javelin event, Flora Ugowa claimed silver with a 19.26 meter throw, narrowly missing gold to Uzbekistan knock-on in powerlifting. Well, Esther Uwog also added silver in the women's 41 kilogram, not forgetting the fact that Isaac Ogunkule made us proud by making history in para table tennis, clinching bronze in the men's singles class 4 event, defeating elite players, including reigning Paralympic champion Abdullah Ostok of Turkey. Nigeria won 7 medals, 2 gold, 3 silver, and 2 bronze, finishing 48th on the overall medals table. What's the way to go? Well, for Team Nigeria, they really deserve, the Paralympic Team Nigeria, they deserve all the accolade, winning 2 gold and also silver alongside bronze. What everybody couldn't do, they were able to do it in style, and we celebrate them on this show this hour. 2024 year in review, looking at those special moments in the world of sport. From there, we go on just 2 small stories. Before we come back, let's look at 2 stories that has to do with a particular boxer. Some people are saying she's a male, some are saying he's a male, some are saying she's a female, and that really didn't go well with that particular boxer. Alongside Adesanya Israel fighting against his African brother Duplessis. 2 stories. We'll be right back after this time out. Two story of event there and the year 2024. Algerian boxer Khalif, actually, she did well. She won good for Algeria at the Olympics. But a lot of people came out to say, okay, this is a man, she's not a woman, all that. But what a moment for her, because even the fighter from Italy wanted to face her, had to back out. Well, I was talking about fighting. This time around, we're talking about Israel Adesanya, the UFC fighter who faced his brother from Africa, especially sincerely from South Africa. Well, it was a battle of 2 giants from Africa for the first time in UFC, and it was a moment. Nigerians were supporting Israel Adesanya, South Africans were supporting Duplessis. Well, it was Duplessis actually carried the day, was able to get it against Adesanya. Against all odds, he did a remarkable one against him. He couldn't believe it, but he had to admit that Duplessis was a better fighter that night. What a moment. That particular date was 18th of August, 2024. And for Khalif, it also happened to her. That was in 2nd of August, 2024. Still looking at the event of 2024 and reviewing the year. What a moment. Both the bad, the ugly, and the good side of sport. Well, right now, let's move away from what happened concerning fight. Let's talk about away from boxing, away from UFC, but back to heavyweight boxing this time around. Heavyweight boxing has to do with a particular fighter I've talked about earlier. His name is Anthony Olufemi Joshua. Nigerians were hailing him, hoping that he would defeat Daniel Dubois, actually challenge him to fight, but it was a moment of aweriness because no one saw that coming. Well, looking at that story, on 21st of September 2024, what happened? Well, and was on an unforgettable night at Wembley Stadium over there in England. Daniel Dubois stormed the boxing world with a spectacular fifth-round knockout victory over Anthony Joshua. What a victory for him. The clash held before a record-breaking crowd of 96,000 spectators saw the unpredictability in boxing. Dubois rattled Joshua with a powerful right hand in the first round. The Watford-born former champion was visibly shaken but managed to survive the onslaught thanks to the bell. However, Dubois maintained relentless pressure in the second round, intent on finishing the job early. By the third round, the fight was slipping further from Joshua's grasp. He was floored again. In the fifth round, the younger fighter delivered a decisive blow, sending Joshua to the canvas for the final game. The referee stepped in to have the bout, crowning Dubois the IBF heavyweight champion. Well, that was a moment in the career of Anthony Joshua. It was a moment that you couldn't believe. Well, for Daniel Dubois, IBF heavyweight belt is still with him, and he's so happy because he was younger, he was not as rated as Joshua, but that fight showed a lot of glimpse of hope for that particular British fighter. Well, it was between the two of them, and Dubois actually prevailed. What a moment on that particular day, 4th of September 2024, looking at the occurrence that happened in the world of sport. Well, after boxing, we have another sport called basketball. What record was set on that date? Well, on 22nd of October 2024, father and son actually play basketball together. It has never happened in the history of the NBA. LeBron the King James and his son were able to play together. Let's look at that story. Los Angeles Lakers guard Bronny James Jr. and his dad, star forward LeBron James, became the first father-son duo to appear in an NBA regular season game on October 22nd in Los Angeles. For years, Los Angeles Lakers star LeBron James has said he wanted to play alongside his oldest son, Bronny. On October 22, the future Hall of Famers wish was granted. James, 39, and Bronny, 20, became the first father and son in NBA history to play together in a regular season game during a win over the Minnesota Timberwolves. Bronny sustained cardiac arrest in July while at the University of Southern California, overcame the obstacle, and went on to become a second-round pick in the 2024 NBA draft. What's the record there for this family? Father and son, Bronny and his father, LeBron James. They fought hard. They were able to win that game for Los Angeles Lakers. It has never happened in the history of NBA where a father and a son will play together in a regular game. What's the way to go there? Well, celebrate. We're really looking at what's going to happen to our sport. What is happening to Nigerian sport after that particular worst outing at the Paris Olympics? Well, the federal government deemed it fit to do something. Well, Nigeria woke up to discover that something went wrong. And let's look at it. National Sports Commission replaces Federal Ministry of Sport. That was on 3rd of October 2024. Let's look at what happened. President Bola Tinubu and Federal Executive Council scrapped the Federal Ministry of Sports Development and announced the return of the National Sports Commission. That was the day everything turned around. No one believed that. The National Sports Commission took over the role of the Ministry of Sport, a decision taken at the Federal Executive Council held in Abuja on 23rd October 2024. The National Sports Commission is led by Shehu Diko as chairman and Bukola Olapade as Director General. Well, as it is, we're beginning to see the result of that combination. The duo has really been working since that particular October 23rd, where that mandate was given to them. National Sports Commission took over Federal Ministry of Sports Development, and since then, we've been seeing a lot of changes. They've come up with so many ideas, and so far, it's going well with Nigerian sport. Hopefully, we'll be able to at least reset, refocus, and relaunch Nigerian sport. As it's going, we are climbing on that pedestal of success. Hopefully, 2025 will be better when it comes to sport development in Nigeria, because according to Shehu Diko, when he was here with us on our show, 360 Sport, he mentioned that they are trying to see how they develop sport to that enviable height, looking at sport infrastructure, looking at developing local talent, and also making sure the welfare of these athletes are paramount. All those put together, coming from National Sports Commission, they were really good together as two. But right now, it's still continuing anyway during that particular appointment, and now they are still going forward to make sure they do better concerning Nigerian sport there. Still looking at what happened in 2024. Well, let's move away from there. A big one happened on October 28th. October 28th, a lot of football pundits, football fans across the globe were thinking or hoping that Vinicius Jr. will scoop that award. But alas, it didn't happen. It happened that Rodri from Man City and Spain won the Ballon d'Or. Let's look at that story. Rodri of Man City and Spain won the 24 Ballon d'Or, 20 Men's Best Player Award. Rodri earned the award playing an integral role for club and country in the 2024-25 season, helping City with a record fourth successive English Premier League title before being named UEFA Euro 2024 Player of the Tournament for his impressive performance as Spain triumphed in Germany. In controversial circumstances, anger was sparked in Madrid after it was believed Vinicius Jr. would win 68th edition of the Ballon d'Or. Real Madrid boycotted the ceremony in France with the likes of Jude Bellingham, Kylian Mbappe, and Ancelotti not showing up. Well, despite not showing up, Rodri won Best Player of the Year for men, and also Aitana Bonmati won for women. Now, let's just look at the team, or rather, the winners of that award. We have different winners of that award that actually did well at the Ballon d'Or. Talking about Ballon d'Or now, the winner 2024 winners now. Well, looking at the list, we know that Rodri won for men, and Bonmati actually did well for women in that particular encounter there. Well, for women, she did it. Aitana Bonmati was able to win. For Yasin Trophy, Emiliano Martinez, they won that. Copa Trophy went to the young star, Lamine Yamal. You know what that young lad did at the Euros? Harry Kane and Kylian Mbappe, Gerd Müller Trophy, higher goal scorers. You look at Men's Club of the Year, Real Madrid. Women's Club of the Year, Barcelona Femenino. Johan Cruyff Trophy, Carlo Di Don Ancelotti secured that one. And Johan Cruyff Trophy for Best Coach of the Year went to Imar Hayes. That's the 24 winners list of Ballon d'Or, how it went down, despite the fact that a lot of people thought it's going to be for Vinicius Jr. Well, just to take you at least across what happened during the year in 2024, we just look at Ballon d'Or award, where Rodri won that award on that particular day, on the 28th of October 2024. What a night. Well, for Real Madrid, it wasn't a good night at all, because they were not happy about it and they boycotted that award. Well, after that, let's look at another story that happened during the year. Mike Tyson, remember him? Well, Iron Mike Tyson, the man that is blow alone, one of his bouts, one of his fights, if he hits you, you are down. But this man is already aged right now. He had an exhibition boxing bout against a young Jake Paul, an exhibition game. That was on 15th November 2024. The heavily hyped contest between YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul and 58-year-old two-time heavyweight champion Mike Tyson took place in front of 70,000 fans in Texas, USA. Well, millions are more across the globe, but predictably failed to live up to his billing. Tyson, who had competed professionally in 19 years, was a shadow of his old self and landed just 18 punches as Jake Paul won on point. Well, you can tell that age is no longer on his side. He wants to at least try this. But although money still flows to his pocket, but he wanted to set the record. 58-year-old trying to see how he can do better, but he couldn't do it. Jake Paul was able to win it. The YouTuber triumphed over Mike Tyson. Talking about sporting moments in the world of sport for the year 2024, year in review. We've been looking at so many stories that happened during the year. You've been following us. We're taking you through this journey from January, February, March, April down to November. Well, right now, let's look at what happened on 19th of November. What's a special moment? That 19, a man, a legendary when it comes to playing tennis, a king of clay, as they call him, because he's so good playing at clay court across the globe. They name him King of Clay. His name is Rafael Nadal. Rafael Nadal retired from tennis. Let's look at that story together. Tennis King of Clay. Rafael Nadal stepped away from the sport. He stepped away in November. Well, that was on November 19, 2024, ending his terrific tenure that started in 2001 and featured 22 Grand Slam single titles, including a record 14 at the French Open at Roland Garros. That's in France. The Spaniard, who missed many matches near the end of his career due to various injuries, leaned on superior athleticism, athletes, and speed to earn 1,080 wins on the singles circuit. His 92 single titles are the fifth most since 1968 rather, the start of the Open era. Athletes from around the world, including Nadal's fiercest foe, Roger Federer, Novak Djokovic, lauded the Spaniard for his greatness. Federer said Nadal challenged him in ways no one else could. Djokovic said he will forever cherish his rivalry with Nadal and that tennis will miss him. And truly, tennis will miss Rafael Nadal for what he did. If you follow tennis, if you are a lover of tennis, you will hear those sounds. That's tennis. That's Rafael Nadal for you. So good that they named him King of Clay. Well, he had to bow out because a lot of injuries was actually coming into his career, and he just had to sign out there. Well, talking about the events that happened during the year. Well, right now, I'll just quickly go on the short one so that we can at least have a moment that by the time we return, we continue with what happened in another date, but just let's have a short break. We'll be right back after this.
Let's go, guys. Nice game, please. No good now. Which keeper no good? National ball. Listen, nine collection side now. Not a map on our keeper before, so wrong side now. Number one.
Welcome back on the show. We're still looking at the review of the year in the world of sport. Special moment, be it bad, be it good, be it ugly. Well, we'll be looking at those moments. But right now, let's look at another one that has to do with TP Mazembe women. What did they do in 2024? Take a look. Was a moment there in the world of sport. TP Mazembe women winning the CAF Champions League for women, and we also saw CAF Award where our own Ademola Lookman became the man of the moment, the king of Africa when it comes to football. Not forget the Chiamaka Nadozie, who also won the goalkeeper of the year. Super Falcons, best thing when it comes to women football and all that. Well, let's just have a glimpse of their team. Well, we look at all the awardees who that won the award for CAF Award 2024. Let's quickly take a look, and from there we talk about Vinicius Junior winning the FIFA Best Player Award. Well, big one there. We look at CAF Award, Ademola Lookman winning it, Barbara Banda for women. You look at Interclub Player of the Year, Sana Meso, the Coach of the Year, Imazifara, TP Mazembe women, Cote d'Ivoire National Team of the Year, Rowan Williams, Interclub Player of the Year, Goalkeeper of the Year for men. He also did that. Chiamaka Nadozie, Nigeria women team, that's Super Falcons, Lamine Kamara, Doha El Madani, all did so well in the year for CAF Award. Let's look at Vinicius Junior also won Player of the Year. Let's look at the list of all the awardees talking about FIFA Best Award. Well, for FIFA Best Award, Vinny Junior did it by being able to win that particular award there. Well, and for the women, we have that's Aitana Bonmati, who did well by winning for the women. For Carlo Ancelotti was the Coach of the Year. For men, Ima Ace. For women, Emmanuel Martinez, Alisa Nehera. All of them did so well in 2024. Well, at least to have a glimpse of what happened during the year. Well, but before we go, let's look at two more stories. What happened in 2024 before the year actually wrap up? Just a few days ago, a particular rematch of boxing bout between a man that has dominated the world, talking about Alexander Usyk, took place over there in Saudi Arabia between himself and Tyson Fury. It was a rematch. That fight was a big fight of the moment. They fought. It was a tough one. Tyson Fury sought revenge in the rematch with Alexander Usyk, but the Kenyan champion once again proved his superiority. Although no knockout occurred, Usyk dominated the fight with precise punches and unmatched footwork, any unanimous decision victory of 116 to 112 on all cards, while Fury came in significantly heavier. Usyk's technical brilliance shone through, solidifying his legacy as one of the greatest heavyweight champions of this generation. As we speak right now, this man is the undisputed world champion. He has defeated Tyson Fury right now twice. He defeated Anthony Joshua twice. He has won all his fights. No loss yet. And you want to look at him and say to fight him? He did so well in 2024 and really celebrate the fact that he did so well. For Alexander Usyk, what a year, 2024. Now, the last on the list, it was a moment of joy for Nigerians for the fact that they were able to get what they want. Let's look at it on Saturday. Just on Saturday, talking about the CHAN 2024 final qualifier. Well, the final round of qualifier for 2024 African Nations Championship that happened on 28th December between Nigeria and Ghana in a rivalry of Jollof Derby. It was a Jollof Derby, but Nigerian team triumphed. It was a shocking moment. 1, 2, 3 goals were scored in the first half by Nigerian Super Eagles Team B, or the one they call Chan Eagles. They were able to do well, and then Ghana was able to get one back, making it 3-1. It was a moment of joy for Nigerians because no one saw that coming, and they did so well, being able to win. And right now, Nigeria have qualified for this competition that will be coming up. That will be co-hosted by Uganda, Kenya, and also Tanzania. That will be coming up in 2025. Well, what a year in the world of sport, for the fact that at the end of the year, Super Eagles Team B at the end of the year made us happy, and we were able to qualify for a particular competition that actually eluded us since 2018. Finally, Nigeria did so well by being able to at least perform very well, qualifying for CHAN 2024.